This episode of the Student Alive podcast is sponsored by Vintage Flowers and Events. For the Valentine's Day flowers, for your Mother's Day flowers, for your Christmas, your anniversary, whatever you need these flowers for, these teddy bears, whatever arrangements, you could hit up Vintage Flowers and Events.
Yes.
The number to call to make orders, place orders, or for more info is 754-423-4673. Welcome everyone once again to the Student to Life podcast, where learning and unlearning has no limits. I am your host, Stretch, along with my beautiful co-host,
Shan.
Look at all of this flowers going on over here. And as you can see, tonight we're in a different location. We're at Vintage Flowers and Events tonight. Shout out to Vintage Flowers and Events for the beautiful venue. Also, tonight we're closing out our first season of the Student to Life podcast.
I'm so excited, Stretch. We did really good.
Yeah, it's our first time doing something of this magnitude, and we did great. I think
Yes. And y'all know that, our podcast is about learning and unlearning. So this episode, we're going to talk about all the things that we learned and unlearned from all our special guests. And I'm just so ready to get into it.
And also, we're going to talk about what's coming up next. So,
My favorite.
Of course you can't wait. I just know you can't wait. But yeah, starting from that first episode though, that first episode was just like our chemistry, getting to know each other, how to go about giving each other the floor to speak, and knowing each other on that level. Because we've never done something like this before, not even together. She's interviewed me before on her wine glass conversations, but we've never actually sat down and did a podcast episode. So our first episode went smoothly.
Yeah, our pilot?
Yes, our pilot.
Yes, our pilot was really good. And I think that was the great introduction to just who we are and just showing our audience, what to expect.
And that kind of shows that you don't have to wait for things to be perfect to start. You just start somewhere, you know what I'm saying? And we're a testament to that because we didn't know what we was doing going into this. We see other people doing it on another level, and we're like, yo, this is the venue we have, this is the whatever we have, and we're just gonna go and just do it, you know? And our purpose for doing it is to educate and also to learn, because all our guests that we had on, we've learned something from. And the first guest we had was our therapist.
Yes, our therapist, Jody. She was amazing.
I can't wait to have her back.
Yes.
We got to have her back for the next season sometime.
Yes.
Yeah, to have her back.
And Mr. Stretch, you went and seek therapy, your own therapy.
Because I said it in that episode. I said I was gonna go and find me a therapist. I was actively looking for one, and I found me an amazing therapist.
By episode 2, I think you had a new therapist, or 3.
Yeah, I did 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And she's amazing.
Yes.
She's kind of new to the game too.
Right.
So it's like every session is like we get better and better at it. Our chemistry gets better. I get to know her better. And she's also Caribbean, so it's like she relates so many levels. And therapy made me see that there's nothing really wrong with me. I'm just sometimes everybody just needs someone to talk to about what's going on with them.
True. I don't know if you guys was able to catch that second episode that we had with Jody. She taught us so much stuff. She, relayed a lot of information over to us. And one of the main key points that I grasped from our interview with her was how she branched out of the norm from coming from a Caribbean family and not sticking to the stigma of being a doctor or, a lawyer or whatever it may be. And she went into therapy. Right, the top 5. And she branched out and went into therapy, and her family started to learn more about just mental health and taking care of yourself.
Yeah, and she expounded on a lot of things that I think our community needs to hear about, as far as depression, anxiety, generational trauma.
Yeah.
Things like those are very important to our
Yes.
community, and she touched on a lot of that.
And in that particular episode, we talked about grieving because you were actually going through something that
Yeah,
day.
that same day, hours before that.
Yes.
So that was, every time I watch it, it brings me back to that place. But it kind of makes me appreciate life a lot more watching that episode. Because in that moment, it was like doing something I love. In that moment, it meant, and then also contributing to other people's lives by letting them know how we deal with grief, different ways to deal with grief.
Yeah.
Because we're not educated on that.
Right.
And she said in that episode to just be there for the person.
Yes.
Don't do too much.
Yes.
You know, don't think that you have to grieve this way. You have to cry. You have to roll around on the floor, and you have to scream. Like, if that's what you do it.
Yeah.
Everybody grieves differently. Some people just don't do that. Some people just cope with things differently. And I had to be okay with that. You know.
Yeah. I love that. And for me also, that I also learned the art of I don't know if I'm saying this right. Compartmentalizing. I'm sorry, guys, but yes, being a hairstylist. Even though I think I already practiced that, it was just nice to hear someone that's not in what I do, but also deal with people, to learn that that's something that's super important, to just decompress and take care of yourself, and
And one thing my therapist told me, she's been on it with me. She's been on that same topic with me since I started. She was like, intentional rest.
Yeah.
And then when she said rest don't have to be sitting down in a room just not doing anything. Your intentional rest could be taking a break by going to the gym, if that's what you enjoy doing. Playing ball, that's what I enjoy doing. I enjoy listening to music. Like, that's your intentional time.
Yes.
And she said that don't just rest because you have to. Have a designated time just to do that.
Just
for
to
yourself.
rest. Yes.
So yeah, I think everybody should seek out therapy. I have a few suggestions for people who need that.
Yeah.
So if you do, hit me up on my Instagram at djstretch.ecstatic.
Or comment on our YouTube,
On our YouTube, yes, and also on Student to Life Podcast on Instagram.
Yes. So our second guest was DJ Reem.
Yes. Reem came in. Reem is one of my partners. Like, we work together. We have a company together. So even when he was on the podcast, I still learned a lot from him being on there.
Yeah.
Because how you 7 years old in the damn party? How you gonna be seven?
Listen, my daughter is 6, and I'm just like, I would have a heart attack if I found out she's in some type of dance right now. Just take it in.
And being on radio at that age, at 10, you said?
Yeah.
Being on that radio and doing so much, and he hasn't stopped.
Yeah. And he's so humble with it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think that's why he keeps accelerating,
And talk about how we operate on the road.
Yes.
Health-wise.
Yes.
Because recently we talked about traveling in different time zones. I went to Italy, and I was like, it's daytime on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
And, that throws off your sleep schedule if you're there for too long. So imagine doing that for 2-3 weeks at a time.
Yeah.
3 different time zones. Like, you come back home, you have to reset.
Yeah, you need at least 2-3 days just to
Exactly. So imagine doing that for him for so many years.
Yeah. I did love when we did speak about how, as you guys being DJs and whatever, talking about the importance of music and it having an effect on your energy, and how you guys would feel the tension in a party or wherever you guys are working at, and you guys would just change the music and it shifts the whole room and the whole energy. I thought that was just so beautiful.
Part of being a good DJ, you have to know how to read the room.
Yeah.
That's part of being a good DJ. Like, you have to know your crowd, you have to know your audience, you have to be able to read how the crowd's moving.
Right.
So you could tell the troublemakers sometimes in the party.
Yeah.
Certain songs you play, you're going to get them hyped up too much. You got to change it to some girl songs or some slow songs or something. So that's not going to be on their mind.
Right.
So yeah, it's an art. It's an art form.
Yes.
So you have to know what you're doing.
Yes. I love that.
And then next, who we had next?
The beautiful Allegra.
Yes, personal training, my good friend Allegra, aka Stallion Fits.
Yes, I don't know if you guys seen that episode, but it was so funny.
I know you love that
Stretch your
episode.
soul trigger.
I was like, yo, y'all not taking
She
me
gave me
serious.
all the vibes. She
I was
gave
like,
me.
y'all not taking me serious.
So one of the key points that I got from that episode was that she trains only women. As a women trainer, I think that's so smart, and it keeps her in a space where she doesn't feel overwhelmed or uncomfortable. You know, I think that was a great thing that she chose to do, to just gear towards that and towards women, and that way she could thrive in what she does.
I think it's not. I mean, it's cool that she only trains women, but in order to really see both sides of the spectrum, as far as when you train, training a woman is very different from training a man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be put in a certain situation where you're training a female and the workout you have for that female does not work for them.
That women. Shout outs to Allegra.
You understand what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's a lot of things in that episode that I could debate, go back and forth with, but I appreciated her coming to share with us, you know.
And I another thing that I learned was, like, with me not liking vegetables and how it made me gassy. She was saying, you know, juice it. And I started juicing it, and it's so much better. Like, I don't have that, you know, and I'm just like, I'm not doing that. I ain't doing that. But, you know, I feel more. Somebody take his mic away from me. But yeah, and also firing clients, which you never did.
No, I never did that. But I was in a fight or flight situation where it's like, I have to make this money, regardless of the struggles I have to go through to get there. Personal training time in my life, I realized in therapy that was just a time where all I was doing it for was to make money.
Right.
So whatever, you know, came with it, I just took it.
Yeah.
You know, so I realized that was what that was. I feel like, just like we're doing the podcast now, we're doing it out of the love for it.
Yeah.
So regardless of anything, we're still going to be doing this. Even if we have to shoot this with our phones, it's still going to get done.
Get done, right.
You get what I'm saying? But in that situation, I feel like I was just in it for the coin.
Yeah.
So in that period of my life, it was different.
Yeah.
I couldn't just fire a client.
I get it. I also love when she talked about, you know, us being in Florida and seeing the sun year round, and we not really thinking about other states.
When she said that, I never thought about that. Like, people that live in snow states or places like those.
Yeah, like mentally they're not in the mood to work out because of the weather and
not only
being cold.
Mentally, most people don't work out at home.
Yeah, that too.
A lot of people do better with outdoors or in the gym.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So, like, it's just like working from home. You get more done in the office than you get at the house.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. So I never thought about people that live in snow states that they don't have what we have here, which is sun all year round. You could run outside.
Yeah.
If it drops to like 60 or 50,
you're still good. Yeah.
But they have snow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't do that. I'm sorry. Right now in Canada, it's negative. It's in the negative.
Jesus.
Somebody told me it was like -10.
They keep that over there in Canada.
I love y'all, though, okay?
Yeah, shouts out to Canada.
But I'll never live there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So Dr. Doncourt.
Yes, I love that episode.
Yes, that was your favorite one.
Yeah, that's my favorite episode. That's my #1 episode because it was so informational.
Yeah.
And he didn't hold back any of the information from us.
Yeah.
You know, so he really taught us. I learned a lot, and I think everybody that watched it learned a lot from that.
Yeah.
You know, he talks about cancer, which everybody, I think, knows somebody that died from cancer or had cancer.
Or had cancer, yeah.
So everybody could relate to that episode.
Yeah. One of the things that I learned, y'all don't laugh at me, but I didn't realize only men have a prostate.
A lot of people don't though.
Yeah, like I didn't.
You're not by yourself.
I
I
was
don't want you
like-
to feel like you're by yourself on that. A lot of
Okay.
people don't know that.
Okay. It just didn't register to me, and I never read up on it as much. But that was something that I had
But
to
females do
definitely
get like
unlearn.
do get colonoscopies too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So don't like, even though females don't have a prostate, they still get a colonoscopy. It's, you know, everyone still gets that. But he was saying that's one of the ways to prevent
Prostate cancer.
cancer.
Yeah.
Cancer in general.
Cancer in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
And like robotic surgery, how it being performed with like a little tool with a little incision.
That was crazy to me that they could
Yeah.
perform surgery without
like slicing you open. Yeah.
That was like, yeah, that's advanced.
Yeah.
Imagine me going to a surgery and then I could 2 weeks later I don't have a big scar.
Right.
Could
You
go-
good to go.
Yeah. That was crazy to me.
Yes. Yes.
But one of the bases of what he was saying was how to prevent cancer. Catch it early. And how you catch it early is doing colonoscopies, prostate test exams. You do X-rays. You do your regular checkups. He was saying that's one way to catch it. To prevent it, eat healthy, fruits and veggies. Stay away from smoking. Limit alcohol and working out. As you can, like, throughout all the episodes, one basis of everything to stay healthy and level-headed is working out.
Working out. Yeah. Active, just being active with your body, you know, and being intentional about it.
Every single episode we did, from the therapist, everybody says exercise fixes a lot of things.
Yes. And if you're around stretch, that's all you're gonna hear about.
The weight loss surgery too. When he talked
Yes.
about the weight loss surgery, when he was saying that, because I never thought about it like that, you know, because I used to hate when us black people used to say someone is big boned.
Right.
I used to hate that. So
Yeah.
But then he expounded on the fact that a lot of people struggle with weight loss
Right.
because a lot of people try everything and it's still a struggle
Right.
with losing the weight. So that's where a lot of people turn to weight loss surgery, not BBLs, weight loss surgery.
Yeah, and he did compare the difference between that, between having a gastric bypass surgery and having cosmetic surgery. That is two different things. And also, he stated that patients that are over a weight limit will try to go and have, cosmetic surgery, and they're not a candidate for it. They have to go through the process of getting the gastric bypass surgery and stuff
And
like
then
that.
one of the important difference that he stated was that when he's doing the weight loss surgery, what he would do is he would let them diet before.
Yes.
So you have that practice months before.
Yes.
Then 2 weeks or 3 weeks before that, they're going straight liquid fasting, liquid diets before that. So even afterwards, you have to keep that same momentum.
Yes.
Like your diet has to be on point.
Yes, that's true.
So he was saying most people that like come do the surgery, they maintain because of those practices, and they always make sure they're in a like healthy enough to do this surgery, so there's no risk. Like he puts their health first and not their wants.
Right.
So
As he should.
that's what is happening nowadays with a lot of females. The doctors are putting their wants, the wants of the person over their actual overall health.
Right.
Because you go to a doctor, you want your body done. The doctor is not gonna turn down this $10,000, this $20,000 that you're paying them to do your body. He's not turning that down to tell you all you have to do, stick to a diet for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, or a month, work out for this time, and you will get to where you want to go.
Right.
Instead, they'll put you back on the table.
Right. And then he did make a big deal about choosing the right doctor and making sure that they're board certified. And for me in particular, my doctor was double board certified. So it's when you get those doctors that are really serious about their license, they're not going to just perform any type of surgery. So yes, for sure. And I think one of the other things that he did touch on before we go to our next guest was the chance of having more weight that you have means the less chance that you can get the surgery. So like if you're like 300, if you see yourself gaining the weight and you feel it and you keep on eating and you keep doing those
bad habits.
The chance of you getting a bypass surgery or whatever it may be, it's lowering the more weight that you gain. And I thought that was really, really
informative. It's very risky the bigger you get.
Yeah.
You know, so remember your body is built a certain way to withstand, like your legs are built to withstand a certain amount of body weight.
Right.
If like for us ball players, you know that if you're too heavy, that puts pressure on your knees, on your ankles. We know that. Same thing, your body is meant to withstand a certain amount of weight.
Right.
Like if you see a lot of females with big breasts, they have back problems.
Yeah, they have back problems
because your body's not meant to hold that up every single day.
Right.
So that's the same thing. Your body's not operating on a normal level when you're too overweight.
Right. Yep.
And don't get it wrong, I'm not body shaming nobody, but we have to also understand that obesity is a problem.
Yes.
We're not gonna shame you, but we're gonna let you know that obesity is a problem.
Yes.
It's a real problem. Indeed. And a lot of complications could come with that. So we really want people to take their health very seriously.
Yeah, you guys definitely tune into that episode if y'all don't tune into none of them, because that one was real deal. So. And
our last guest was my good friend, Mr. Christopher Miller.
Yes. Let me sit up straight for this one, because
yeah, he said one thing that I didn't know.
And he's a chiropractor.
Chiropractor, yes. What's I can't remember the name of his practice. But he said that adjustments could help with female period pains and stuff like that.
Yeah, Allegra's really singing in my head right now with this female thing. Like, I don't know why she stuck it on me, and I'm just like, I want to correct you every time.
That was the only thing that was like, Allegra, come on.
Okay, yeah. So with our cycles, I didn't know that either. Like, getting an adjustment from a chiropractor can help with your cycles, ladies. Like, that's gold. Okay, for us, because
I know what y'all go through.
Listen, it's a whole nother level. So
I've seen the symptoms of that.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Terrible.
It's a lot.
And then
we're like,
but for me, if my stomach hurts too long, I could see why females get miserable. And stuff like that. It kind of makes me empathetic to a female that go through that stuff because.
But you see, a stomach ache is different from cramps.
That's what I'm saying. Any pain at all.
Yeah.
We men go through any form of pain.
It's like hell.
Uneasy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So imagine you going through that 3-4 days a month.
Yeah.
Hell nah.
Yeah.
Man. I wish I could do something to take away the pain from you, but I don't want it.
Right? Sure.
You know what I'm saying? But
they do have these machines though that they could put on you guys so you can feel what it feels like.
No, I'm good. You can keep that.
Another thing that he spoke about was respiratory, helping with respiratory issues and opening you up. And with me being asthmatic, that really sank for me as well, because I never knew that. That's another thing that I can go do, to help with me having asthma and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then he said it helps with migraines.
Yeah. And it's a lot. I know it's a lot of y'all out there that suffer from migraines and headaches. So y'all gotta hit up Dr. Miller, because
I didn't know all of that. That was something new for me.
Yeah.
And then he talked about how, because I always wanted to know, because whenever I go to the chiropractor, he would use put the electricity on.
Yes.
And he would do I asked him about the ultrasound, and I was like, how come you're not showing me what's in my knee on the screen with ultrasound? And I'm like, oh, it's not a baby in there. So you're like rubbing
you
it
don't
on
even see
there.
it.
So they tell you that it's just the whatever.
To help with the inflammation and to relax the muscle.
I can't remember the exact sentence he used.
Yeah,
he used the electricity, and all that stuff is to help with the inflammation, to relax the muscle, to help blood flow through that area, all that stuff. So don't go trying plugging in stuff and shocking yourself. Do not do that. That is not it.
Oh my God, yeah. And then the old wives' tale about cracking your knuckles. That was new to me.
I've been doing that since I was in primary school.
And you hear people say, don't crack your knuckles, don't crack. And I really was like, I thought that was something that really will mess your hands up. And he said only if you have an underlying issue is when that'll happen. And I felt more comfortable doing that because I do that a lot
I don't
because
do
I
it
use my
anymore.
hands. You don't do it anymore?
No, I don't do it anymore.
You probably don't realize you're doing it.
I have 10 bad fingers from playing ball. I played sports my whole life. Because you can see, like this finger does not straighten.
Oh, it's a cuffer.
Look at the size of these fingers.
Y'all see that?
I have big hands. Yes, I do. So yeah, and he also talked about don't self-adjust.
Oh yes.
I do
Don't
that.
crack your neck and your own body parts.
It looks so weird to me. People do this.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the? How do you?
I could do it.
No, don't.
Especially when I'm working, I'm like.
Now I would do this and this, but it's not like somebody holding their head and turning your crook, and like.
Yeah.
And like,
Ooh.
I used to do this too, turn and crack my back.
Oh yeah, I do that. I think that's okay.
I used self-adjusting still.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
We should have asked that question.
I think it's the same thing because he said it. Like when you're cracking anywhere.
Oh, it's self-adjusting.
Self-adjusting, yeah. Because I asked him about if the cracking means something is happening that's not supposed to be happening.
Right.
And he said not necessarily, but that's self-adjusting. You know, so yes, be careful how you self-adjust. And he also spoke about the importance of going to the chiropractor whether something is wrong or not.
Yes, like you should be adjusted on a regular basis.
Right.
Yeah.
And you were praising him about the job that chiropractors do, how amazing it makes you feel.
Yeah, and I told my chiropractor, like, why do people stop coming to you guys?
Like he said.
And he's like, everyone feels better. And I'm like, well, that makes a lot of sense. But especially if you're in a field where you use your body a lot, like you stand a lot, you work out, all those stuff is like, go and get adjusted. Your body's going to love you.
You know what? One other thing I appreciated was when we asked him about a physical therapist. He shouted him out. He bigged him up, and he didn't talk bad about him.
Yes.
And that was very, very important because I realized that a lot of people, either your competition or if you're in the same field, a lot of people tend to talk bad about their competition.
Right.
Talk down on them and say things so you don't want to go to them.
Right.
So I hate when people do that. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
If we're in the same field, I don't have to talk bad about you.
Yeah.
Especially to somebody else. I mean, I could criticize you. You know, I could give criticism.
Constructive criticism.
Exactly, but I don't have to tell people like he's trash. Like,
Right.
Don't go with him.
Yeah, you know that energy, it comes back to you, and it's
And I feel like that shows you who a person is.
Right.
A lot
Of course.
when people do that. So
I
there's
agree
little
with
stuff
that.
like that turns me off from people.
Yeah.
I never liked that. It like when I used to do like go to like different tax people or whatever, they would tell me, "Oh, they're doing it the wrong way." But I'm like, "No, you don't need to do that. Like they do it their way, and you're doing it this way."
Yes. Yes.
I'm not gonna tell you nothing for you to, everything I'm gonna tell you is to protect you,
Right.
not to badmouth them.
Yes.
Simple.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
I appreciated what he did there.
Yeah.
And
I
y'all
agree
can
with that.
find him on Instagram, Dr. Chris Mailer.
Yes.
He's gonna fight me for this, but I can't remember the name of his practice.
Forgive us.
Core Health Chiropractic. There it is.
Thanks, Elle.
Appreciate
Shout
you.
out to Elle, our videographer. Yes.
Core Health Chiropractic is in Lauderhill. Yes.
Yes,
He's in
Lauderhill.
He said the number a few times in the interview, so y'all could go watch that.
Yes. A lot of valuable information as well.
Yes. And your favorite part?
I'm so excited. This is what I've been waiting for.
The new season.
Our new season, guys, is coming up. And we will be talking about relationships, love, intimacy, all that great stuff. We're going to formulate all of that in one. We're going to have a panel. We're going to have a few panels. And we're going to get to hear the perspective of different individuals and what they feel about this topic.
I think we're going to bring back one of the therapists. Just to...
Yeah.
I'll bring back a few people. Just to, like, we want married people on here. We're gonna get single people.
Yes.
We're gonna get
The ones that's out there in the streets.
probably find me a gigolo somewhere. And
Yeah.
Say, yo, let's know how the gigolo life go. You know?
Right.
So I would love to have somebody that's in like a poly type of relationship. I
Yeah.
would love to hear that.
I can get one of the. I have a few clients that are in the swingers lifestyle. There's lifestylers.
Not the lifestylers. I need somebody that's actually in relationship with like two different people at the same time. And
Yeah,
they
we
know
can get both of
about it.
them. We can put both.
Something like that.
Because the lifestylers that I know, they're married.
With both people?
Yeah, no, they're married together, but they're comfortable living a certain lifestyle.
No, that's swingers. That's different.
They're lifestylers. We're just gonna call them that. Lifestylers.
Swingers.
Because they about to come for you. Now don't say nothing when they come for you because you're saying it wrong. They're lifestylers. You can swing.
Let me explain something to you. Let me explain how that doesn't make sense.
They gonna come for you.
Let me explain how that don't make no
Lifestylers
sense.
come
Hold
for
on.
him. Lifestylers.
Let me explain how that don't make no sense. How many lifestyles you have that exist?
You have a few lifestyles.
Exactly. So how you gonna take the word?
But that's the only.
just make it.
But
that?
the only thing they're not doing, they're not only swinging, honey. They're lifestylers. So one party in that couple may want to go out and be with someone while someone is home still. It's a lifestyle. They're not only doing it together. Okay? It's a lifestyle. Okay. I don't know why he be trying. Listen, this season, it's not even his flavor. So we're gonna chop it up.
I'm telling you this right now. If something don't make sense, I'm gonna tell you. Don't make no damn sense.
I'm gonna fight him in this season, guys. Be ready because he'll fix me out.
Anyways, like I said.
But I'm interested in knowing, Stretch. What are you planning to gain from this new season that we're gonna start?
I mean, this conversation. I just want to hear perspectives because I don't want people coming on here shouting and debating. I want people to actually come here and have conversations.
Yes.
I don't want to be debating with a person and arguing. That's not the type of podcast I want. I want.
Right.
Let me hear you out. Let me hear your perspective on where your mind is at.
Yeah. So you're just gonna listen, right?
For the most part, yes. For the most part, but I'm gonna give my perspective on
You just said that
a
you.
lot of it. I'm not here to judge anyone.
Okay.
I'm not here to judge.
Okay.
Because everybody sees life differently, and I understand that. Mm-hmm. I get it.
Yeah.
You know, you might live a certain life, you might do certain things, because I know we're going to touch on some of the sexual stuff too. Mm-hmm. So, you know, people have weird things about them in that area of their lives.
So, I don't know if you know that I do a podcast, well, an Instagram live with my co-host Russell. He's in New York, and it's called Matters of the Heart, and we speak about this all the time, like every week. And one of the things that I love about myself that I started to learn is just learning the opposite sex and how they think and how they move and how to be with them successfully.
Right.
You know, so I'm hot.
Yeah.
I'm just excited about that part as well.
I know you are. You couldn't wait. And I really want to have somebody that's like fully celibate on here. That it's now tax season. And this tax season, the best place to get your taxes done is at Spectrum Tax Group. We've specialized in doing taxes anywhere in the US. It's very convenient. You can do your taxes just from your mobile phone with your mobile app. You can log on to our Instagram at Spectrum Tax Group. That's SPECTRUMTAXGROUP. That's Spectrum Tax Group on Instagram. You can log on to our website at spectrumtaxgroup.net. All right? So if it's this tax season, you need a good, reliable tax person, hit us up over at Spectrum Tax Group. We'll take good care of you. All right?
Yeah, so, I'm just excited about it, and we want the guests to definitely chime in to this season for real, because we know y'all got a lot of questions and all that stuff.
I feel like I'm a little bit disappointed in a lot of people in our community, especially some of the people that we tried to reach out to come on to talk to our community about different things, and they either didn't commit or we didn't get, in contact with them. But for the next season, I really want to get some people that's experienced.
Yeah.
Now we could actually get regular people who live years of marriage, years in relationships, years of being single, divorced, whatever you went through,
Celibate.
all of it. There's people that go through so much different things. People who probably went through abuse.
Yeah.
People who went through trauma in relationships. We can speak about all of that stuff during this season. What love means to everyone.
Yes.
And since Valentine's Day is coming up real soon, which is in a couple of days.
Yeah, we're in that month.
When this episode airs, it'll be probably the next day.
Yeah.
We want to really dive into what that means.
Yeah.
To a lot of people. So after Valentine's Day, that episode will be aired. We're gonna have.
Or on Valentine's Day. I think it airs on Valentine's Day. All right, yeah, this episode airs on Valentine's Day.
So you think we should just drop some love gems on here before we close?
We could drop some love gems
before we close today.
Yes.
So what would you say love means to you? How do you define love, relationship-wise? How do you define that?
I think that, first of all, a successful relationship can't strive just off of love. I can say that first of all. Love is a main component in it, but it's not the foundation. To me, a successful relationship, yes, requires love, but it requires so much more from both partners and the understanding and knowing what works for them and how they can thrive together as a unit and grow. Communication, transparency, reassurance, those type of things is what's super duper important, to have something successful. So yes, you must love your partner, of course. And then also you build up to love, because when you meet someone, you just don't, they do say there's love at first sight, but love is built as well. So you grow to love your partner.
I have a similar but different perspective on that. I feel like a lot of people don't know how to define love nowadays. It's
a loose word.
Just thrown around.
Yeah.
And the way you said it is like, love embodies all of that. Love embodies you being your best self to someone else. Because if you're not your best self to that person, you're robbing them of what happiness they could experience of you being your best self.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? It starts with self-love.
So wholeness, being whole.
Being whole, that's love. You get what I'm saying? It starts within you first.
Yeah.
Because you have to love yourself, entire self.
Yes. Yes.
When I say entire self, I mean mistakes. I mean past, present, future. You have to love every single aspect. Forgive yourself. All these things are part of love. Like, love embodies all of this. Being able to forgive somebody, empathy, sympathy, affection, everything. And love embodies that. So I feel like a lot of people, you just define love as this one simple thing. No, love is this big
But
thing.
can it make a relationship thrive?
Yes, because guess what? The loyalty,
love. Can love make a
the
relationship
loyalty,
thrive?
the camaraderie, the partnership, all of that falls within that box of love.
Okay.
Because if I don't love you, I don't have to be loyal to you. If I don't love you, I don't want to be nowhere around you. So I think we mix love with lust a lot of times.
So I'm going to agree to disagree. Right?
Let me hear your perspective.
So I look at love as, yes, in relationships, I can love, like for instance, let me use my father and I. Let's just not use the opposite sex, being in a monogamous relationship.
Right.
Let's talk about just the word love, right? So I love my father, but a lot of the things I'm not loyal to him with. I can't have a certain conversation with him. I can't thrive with him. Our relationship can't get past a certain level because of those other aspects that's not fulfilled in our dynamic.
Right.
So I can love wine, but listen, hold on. I can love wine, but I know that I can't drink the shit every single day, all day, because that's not enough, right? So that's why, to me, yes, it's a part of a relationship, love is a part of a relationship. But if all those other components, if our communication ain't there, if our respect is not there for each other, if all those other things, if just overall just being around each other, if our energy aren't matching, I could love you, but I could love you from afar.
That's true. That's I can't disagree with you there, because if you really think about it, you can really love someone but not want to be with them.
Right.
But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you still look at it like this. If I love you as a person, being with you or not, remember we're just talking about love. We're not talking about relationships right now.
Right. Just that word.
That's that word, love. Because I could love you and not even want to be around you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Love embodies all of that. Loving your imperfections and everything. In a relationship now, love is, I feel like love is not even the main thing.
Yeah, it's not.
Because sometimes you fall out of love, but that camaraderie, that whatever you have going on that keeps you together, that cements you together, that is what keeps, like, the loyalty, the transparency, like you said just now, that's what keeps it together. But the word love, this is what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be all of this.
Yes.
That, drives it. But a lot of people misuse it, like I said.
Yes.
Because I can't say I love you and I don't treat you as such. Because for me, love is an action word. People use love as a pronoun, not even a pronoun, a noun.
Yeah.
People use that as just, a word. For me, love is an adjective.
It's also pain.
Love is an adjective for me.
Yeah.
So it's action.
Yeah.
Showing a person love, it's real, and telling a person. I can tell anybody I love them.
Yeah, but you have to show it as well.
Right. So I don't think like you said about your dad, if my dad never showed me that love, I'm not going to believe that you love me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if I never showed him that, he's not going to believe that either. So you saying that is totally irrelevant.
Right.
That's why I tell people all the time. You could tell a person you like him, tell a person you love him, but if your actions say something else, that's totally irrelevant. So that's why I said we misuse that word love so much.
Yeah, it's definitely misused, and I think a lot of people think that's the only aspect to thrive when it comes to being in a monogamous relationship with someone, and that's where we just kind of have to unlearn and relearn that that's not all it's going to take.
Exactly, and it's so much more that people have to learn about different aspects of life.
Yeah.
Because there's people that don't want to live the life that you're living.
Yes.
I had to learn that. That there's people that's into weird stuff, and they're happy with that. Like literally, like I went to Tootsie's the other day. My friend, she was like, "Yo, we're gonna stop by Tootsie's to get some food because it was like strip club food."
Yeah, I love Tootsie's food.
So when we went there,
shout out to Tootsie's. Y'all need to,
One day she was like, she used to bartend there.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Yo, there's men that used to come there and pay like thousands of dollars to rent a private room to smell the strippers' feet the whole night."
Yeah, it's a fetish.
And I'm like,
it's a fetish.
I'm like, wow.
And I don't know if you remember, we talked about chemical imbalances sometimes. No, guys, I'm sorry. We're not trying to throw no shade on the people that have these fetishes, but sometimes it's just you're and maybe it's not imbalanced. Maybe it's just how the creator made you. Just that's just the shit you like. It's not. And who's to say what is the norm, right? Because
no, we're not gonna do that. We know normal and what's not normal.
No, we're not gonna classify that as it being unnormal, though.
I am. I don't know about you.
You know how many men have, to that extreme what he did, that's a lot, but I know plenty of men that have feet fetishes, that love to just see their women's
But you're not going to look at me and tell me that's normal.
It's normal. To go to the club and purchase, that's next level feet fetish. Yeah.
But it's the same thing. That's just like a man
going
online.
No, feet fetishes are normal.
Just like a man going online jerking off to a feet. Like, that's not normal. That's not normal.
Guys, we're gonna get stretched to just kind of.
I don't want to start to get too deep into it. So
open up his brain a little bit and just, it's okay, it's all right.
Let's close out this episode.
All right, so we're gonna get to Stretch's Corner. Let's talk about more unnormal stuff in Stretch's Corner.
So, in my little itty bitty corner this week, Kevin Gates, since we were talking about fetishes.
I'm sorry. All right.
Since you're talking about fetishes and weird stuff. So he said, and I quote, driving down the street with a cup in my hand, with a full of urine. I'm gonna say urine. And he would just take a drink.
You like golden cups?
Not a sip, a drink of that urine. Because he claims his girl drinks nothing but water and she's clean and all this stuff. And you're telling me that's normal.
Okay, to that extreme. Maybe it's not, but golden showers are normal. Men do like the thought of, and women do like the thought of their partner urinating on their bodies. You know, and that's just a thing. I've never...
So R. Kelly wasn't wrong.
Hell no, he wasn't wrong. He was wrong for doing it because I think the girl was underage. That was the wrong part about it. But that's just fetish. Like, if someone says, if
All
your
right,
person says, let's try BDSM, you know what that is?
Yes.
Okay. It's a
No.
fetish for her. She wants feathers and bondage, and she wants to be pinned against the wall.
No. Anyways, no. We'll talk about that another time, but...
It's a fetish.
What? Anyways, so, all right, answer me this question.
Okay.
Answer me this question. Right? Mm-hmm. You said golden showers are normal. What you think about, like, someone taking a dump on somebody?
That's gross. I wouldn't partake in it. But I'm a person of understanding.
Listen.
I understand people have wild freaking fetishes. Like, it's just,
Ma'am.
that's not normal. It's not. I won't sit here and be like, it's something that I will, oh my God, I will try. No, I will never try it.
Let me tell you the similarity.
I will never do it, but
You know
it's
the
done.
You know what the similarity between both of those are? They're wastes that leave the body. You know where wastes go? Not on people.
Well,
you're not supposed to drink.
But I know
waste.
urine, first of all, poop is fertilizer for the plants. So it does have a good thing about it that it I don't know if you can do that. But urine as well has components in it that is healthy.
No, it doesn't. It's waste. That's why it leaves the body. Waste leaves the body.
True.
Listen, semen is different. That's a different.
See, no. It still leaves the body.
No, but it's not waste. It's meant to go inside of a woman. It's not waste.
Okay, yeah.
Where do we put waste? In the toilet. Semen doesn't belong in the toilet.
And that's made by man. Waste goes on the earth back into the planet. That's where it originally should be going.
Semen was not meant to do that.
No, but I'm saying a toilet. You're saying a toilet because
Yeah, I'm just saying that just to say it's waste. That's
but it's
out.
waste that goes back into the earth.
Yes, it's
a fertilizer.
But yes, it stays
Exactly.
out of the body.
And so does semen.
Yes, semen is supposed to go into the body.
Okay, so what about men that performs fellatio on a woman, and when a woman squirts, they drink it?
And that's
a
the
part
end of our episode. Now we're going to go to the quote of the day.
Guys, this is why I'm so excited for this season, because it's going to be... Maybe no kids shouldn't watch this
But anyway, young women and young men, do not drink urine. It's not healthy. Okay? That is what I'm going to say today. I'm looking at this camera. This is my camera right here. Don't do it.
Do your research first.
I went to school.
And do it with someone that
In
you trust.
urine, there's something called urea, which is a waste. It belongs outside of the body. When we sweat, we excrete urea. When we pee, we excrete urea. Urine goes into the bladder, which
But you've kissed someone with sweat. You've kissed sweat off of somebody.
No, I have not.
So when you're having hold on, wait a second.
That's what you be doing.
No, but wait,
You know what?
wait a second. I'm not saying here make your sweat drip in a cup and I'm gonna drink it, but I'm saying if you're having an intimate moment with a person, you're having sexual intercourse, and they're sweating and you're kissing on them, you don't think it's the sweat particles are getting into your mouth? Stretch got a lot of learning to do.
Anyways,
when it comes to this life.
quote of the day. Go ahead, man.
Okay, guys. Hey everyone, we are taking a quick break to let you know about Skyless Hair Studio located right here in Tamarack, Florida. So if you're in town and if you know anyone that need any hair services, we specialize in healthy hair, hair care, extensions, cuts, colors, and pretty much everything except for braiding. So reach out to us, Skyless Hair Studios here in Tamarack, Florida.
I'm gonna get.
So the quote of the day is a beautiful quote that we have, and it is, a healthy relationship will never require you to sacrifice your friends, your dreams, or your dignity. And I think this is the perfect quote to end season 1 and begin season 2, where we're ending with health and we're going into relationships and just putting it together, you know?
In this case, it's not only just intimate relationships, it's friendships, it's any valuable relationship that you have with another person.
Yes.
That you want to really find out what's most important in that situation. Because it says a healthy relationship will never require you to sacrifice your friends and your dreams or your dignity. So in that case, your relationship demands this much, where it takes away from everything else that you love.
Yes.
That relationship does not serve you at all.
Yeah.
Because if this relationship is taking you away from your family, or taking you away from, like, say for instance, me, I play music. I can't play music because I have to give this relationship, this friendship, all of my attention. Or this friendship is sabotaging
Your goals, your dreams, yeah.
Exactly. That is not where you need to be, and there's always signs of that.
Yes.
And that's, you pick up on signs early.
Yeah.
Because when that relationship or that friendship prolongs so long, now you're invested, it's harder to let that go.
Right.
So I tell people all the time, in friendships, business relationships, actual love relationships, pick up on them signs early.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know?
And that's why the main key part that I do love about this quote is that it says healthy relationships. So you might have to go back and you have to reevaluate the relationships that you're in. It could be friendships, it could be business, it could be monogamous relationships, whatever, polyamorous, whatever you're
Whatever
in.
you're into.
It has to be healthy.
In many ways, mentally, physically, emotionally,
All that.
everything.
All right, guys. So we are closing off on tonight's episode. It was amazing.
And I like this new spot.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's really nice. And this is the ending of our last episode for season 1, guys. Thank you for tuning in to the Students Life podcast, where learning and unlearning has no limits. Be sure to like, subscribe, tune into the conversation, follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, all those platforms.
Apple Podcasts.
All of them. And tune into the conversations. We're so excited.
And please remember to share with somebody, because this will help. You never know who. And kids, it's kids friendly. Your teenagers, your younger kids can listen. That's why we try to keep it as clean as possible. Also, when you leave comments and when you like our videos, it puts us on the algorithms for other people to see. So please leave a comment. If it's even an emoji, just leave a comment for us. Let us know what you think in our DMs. Also, all criticism is welcome.
Yes.
Thank you.
And we'll censor if certain episodes are too much for the kids, so you guys can be ready
Yeah.
and prepared. All right, guys, have a good one. Love you.
Peace out, man.